Alright guys, hello to another good morning Source Gaming. And we are joined by Toontress.
Hello.
He is a video creator on Source Gaming, as well as Epicmartin.
Hey guys, I exist.
And he also does videos and featured content for Source Gaming. And our special guest today, we have Relax-a-Lax.
Hey, hi, hey ho.
You guys might know him as a pretty big YouTuber. So
It's not yet.
You make great stuff.
Thank you, sir.
So just let me know in the chat if the audio's fine, and we'll actually get started. So welcome. Okay. So, guys, it's been another week. It is the week of All Hallows Eve, or I guess they say. Are you guys doing anything spooky this week?
In my case, I'm pretty sure my campus is running like a haunted house thing that I might check out.
Okay.
Ooh, that's cool. I'm actually dressing up and going to a party for once. I never do, but like there's 2 weekends in a row with parties, and I'm dressing up and I'm just doing the Dracula costume that I did in that video because I don't have anything else.
I thought you would have had a bunch of costumes by now, like from your videos and stuff like that.
I have like a couple. Like I had my Persona 5 video. I made like a dumb costume that would be funny to wear because no one would understand it.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, that would be, and it would be warm because it's cold outside. Maybe I should do that instead. Because Dracula's lame.
Yeah. For me, I am dressed up as Eevee this year.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. I got
love
a
that.
big pajama. I'm actually quite short in real life, so I actually fit in like like children's size clothing. Like Tris can attest to this. Because he's actually met me in person. But yeah, so like I can get like basically kids' pajamas and wear them as costumes. I'm not even
I guess
joking.
it has its advantages.
This is not exaggeration at all.
I mean, Push, did you ever follow up last year and get the Bowser one?
No, I almost got it. Like I almost got it again this year, but I decided to go something more Pokemon because I've been really into Pokemon Go. So
That's fair.
Hey.
How about you?
Yeah, for me, I was.
Yeah.
For me, I was thinking about getting a Stormtrooper helmet, putting glitter on it, and dressing up as the Shockmaster. Have you guys heard of that?
Is that a wrestling
Shockmaster? Yeah, it's one of the worst botches in wrestling history. Like, let me put the video in the chat real quick. It's actually kind of funny, so that way you guys can see it later. But
I've not seen it, so I have to check it out.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty funny.
Okay.
So here you go. Here's the thumbnail.
Oh, it's that image you had me put in our Majora's Mask stream.
Oh, okay. I'll send it in the chat so people can know what we're talking about. So yeah, did PushDustIn? I did not find the Fountain of Youth. I just have really short parents. I'm like 5'2", I think.
Really?
Yeah,
Huh.
yeah. I know. I just blew everyone's mind. Like, maybe that's why my voice doesn't sound so deep. But yeah, Matthew says Pokemon Go is real nice now, and I have to agree. There's a lot of great content in Pokemon Go. Like the Halloween event. Actually, I finished it. The
really?
Spirit Tomb.
Nice.
Yeah, we had to catch like 108 Pokemon.
I've heard it's gotten better, and I didn't even realize. I'm not big on Pokemon, so like even Pokemon Go, I was like, but like I see all my friends playing it, and it actually looks fun now.
Yeah, they added trading and friends, and they're gonna add PvP fighting, and
that's cool.
They're also gonna add allow you to count kilometers and distance while you're walking. While the app is closed, even if you don't have like the Watch or whatever. So yeah, oh yeah, those 8 new stops were rough. I biked for like 2 kilometers just to find places I didn't go to,
Oh my god.
just to get this fucking Pokemon.
Wow.
So that's what I've been up to.
At least you're getting exercise from it. You know, you're not sitting and playing on a couch and stuff. And
oh yeah, for sure. That's like the coolest thing about it.
Yeah.
So
forces you to go outside.
Yeah.
But like I heard like in the US, like when Pokemon Go like premiered, it was like the second, like the greatest time of peace ever. Like everyone got along with everyone, and everyone was just friends with everyone. That wasn't really the case in Japan. Like everyone was still super awkward. Like you would see like tons of other people playing it, and like you just that person's playing Pokemon Go. So that was about it. Like
it was very like communal. Like every parks would fill up, and everyone would be like, "Oh, there's a Dragonite!" It's like, "Oh my god!" It's like, "Hey, did you get this stop? Are you like on whatever team you're on?" And it was actually very involved, and it was cool. Yeah. I mean, when I played it only a little, so I can only imagine. But people were outside, like parks, and any lawn would fill up with people. Like especially in Toronto, like I went down when it was really at the peak of its hype. And everyone was playing it. It was insane. And it's still kind of like that today, because you just look and you're like, what are they doing? And they're like still on Pokemon Go. I'm like, oh yeah, that exists.
Yeah. Actually, I was like in this like strange neighborhood, and like all the lights were off, and like this car came by and was like, do you need are you doing something? Like, do you need help, or do you have a problem? I was like, I'm just playing Pokemon, and they're just like, oh okay.
No, I'm just playing Pokemon.
Just don't worry about me. Like, I'm not gonna cause problems. This random foreigner, like, it's all Japanese,
Yeah.
Like I'm like such a Gen 1 like person. Like I only care about Gen 1, but I'm still playing, even though that I've gotten most of the Gen 1 Pokemon. I'm only missing like 2 or 3 now.
That's fair. Are they like the regional ones?
Yeah, there's like Mr. Mime, Kangaskhan, and Dragonite. Those are the last 3 I need.
Okay, I see.
So yeah.
What are you waiting for? Push, go get them right now.
Oh, I was gonna end this live stream right now.
I see. It's funny because I actually have it open because my dorm is like right outside the Pokestop.
Yeah.
So I'm basically just like, I have it open right now. It's like, oh, there's the Witch Hat Pikachu, and like a whole bunch of things are spawning right now. It's kind of funny.
Oh, I think I actually sent you a gift before the stream started.
I need to open that. I didn't get notified of that, so I gotta open that then.
Okay. Well, what have you guys been up to this week then? Like, just hanging out?
Oh. I'll let one of the others go first while I figure out how to say everything about my week.
Okay.
I mean, you go, Martin. Mine's just obvious.
All right. I guess we'll say a lot of caffeine, a lot of homework, and some Super Mario Odyssey on the side.
Okay.
Oh, for the 1-year anniversary.
Yeah, actually, I've been trying to collect all the moons after I complete the game, so it's been more fun than the actual main story, believe it or not. Like revisiting the game 1 year later is like kind of freshen my mind on it a little bit. So
yeah,
that's nice.
Yeah.
I didn't get all the moons when I played because when I realized how monotonous some of them were, I'm like, well, I just kind of want to have fun with the game, and I think I stopped after. Like, because they had like really hard on the dark side of the moon, and then they had that really hard level. I did that, and then that was it. And fun game, but like,
yeah, I think I did like all of them except for like the bonus ones that they started releasing like every once in a while. Like in the base game, like I just did all of them because I was just like, I want to see how many I can collect before the game will crash, like without cashing them in.
Fair.
So I was trying to collect them and then jump through paintings to get access to the other levels, and then I think I cashed in like probably like over 300 at one time.
Oh wow!
And so
it's always funny watching that.
Yeah, I have a video of it on my personal YouTube channel where it's just like for like a full minute and a half.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's crazy.
It's fun if they let you do that, and they actually like it's different every time you do it, even if you have more moons. Like I feel like some games would just have like a generic cutscene where it's like boom, you put them in, but this one it actually counts all of them.
Yeah. That's why I was hoping it would like crash or something, because I thought that would be hilarious.
Why should that be the first Nintendo Switch save game exploit? You know, you modify a save file to have a bunch of moons and cache, and it's like crash and then homebrew menu.
It's a moon crash.
Moon crash.
Yeah. Okay,
Hell 11 crashed, man.
Tris, did you figure out how your week was?
Yeah, so it's been interesting because so I'm on my campus. I'm the vice president of our tabletop gaming club.
Okay.
And so we were preparing this big event to host of like, hey, like this weekend, like come make your own tabletop games. But then you just make like a little document saying, here's the game I want to make. Or we actually went out and spent like $60 buying a bunch of like little wooden pieces and little art pieces so people can actually craft something, and like 300 pages of graph paper and everything. And we had one person turn out. So it was a little upsetting, but otherwise, like we put a lot of time into preparing it. Not the desired turnout, but that's okay. Now we know for next time. But that I would say probably the bulk of my week went into preparing that. So
yeah. And I guess the other big event for my week was of course the Grinch Leak, which we'll talk about at the that'll be like a little bit later on in case people want to avoid potential spoilers.
Yeah.
That's fair.
So yeah. And I guess for the other Halloween thing I have going on is I have a Halloween party tomorrow, which I'll be going after I go to Costco. Going to Costco in Japan is like such like it's like going to like a theme park, because it's just so rare to go there. Like it's
I didn't know they would have a Costco there.
Yeah, right, I have to like travel basically like 2 hours to get there.
Oh
my goodness, yeah.
Yeah.
Jeez.
So I'm waking up early, going to Costco, and then immediately going after to a Halloween party. And
interesting.
I think for that Halloween party I'll be going as Mario.
Hey, the classic.
Yeah. My girlfriend.
So is it going to be just regular Mario or Cappy possessing you?
So I was talking to my girlfriend about it, and she's thinking about going as Dead Luigi, and so I was wondering if I should try to like make an impalement in my chest or something like that, like have like Ridley's tail sticking out.
Oh, yeah, that'd be really good.
Yeah.
Ooh.
So I know.
Well, I mean,
Reminded me Mario got impaled by Ridley. Oh my god.
Yeah, both the Mario brothers are dead.
Who's next?
I mean,
Isabel's trying to kill anybody, so.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, there is that zombie Mario costume that was released, so you can maybe base it off of that.
Yep.
That was really cool. I like that they actually did that. That makes me hopeful that Smash might do that.
Oh my god.
It would be great, like, if we could get really like a lot more costumes in Smash. Just like so many references. That just. Oh man. Okay, so I guess you want to go ahead and go on to the next topic, which is that Resident Evils are coming to the Switch. Like a lot of them. Like it's like Resident Evil 0, 1, and 4, I believe.
Yep.
I didn't even realize.
Yeah, it was just announced yesterday. And they're just like, yeah, these games are coming to the Switch, What's up? I think it was just like a tweet that Capcom US made.
What?
Yeah, it was so abrupt, and it was like, hey bro, instead of like, this is the announcement, it's just like, man, these are coming, not like, these are coming.
Yeah, these are coming. It's like, really?
It was said so offhandedly, it's almost as if they knew everybody expected it. At least for Resident Evil 4.
So I mean, like we have like Resident Evil 7 cloud save version, and we have the remakes of those 2 other
Revelations.
Games. Yeah, Revelations.
Yeah.
So we have like already like 5 different Resident Evils on the Switch.
Mm-hmm.
It's
pretty
insane.
good.
Yeah, that's insane.
Like,
I've never played any of them, but like maybe now that's available. That's insane. The Switch has everything, man. Like it's and when they said they were bringing all the Final Fantasy or most of the Final Fantasies, it was like, geez.
Yeah.
Everything is here.
That still surprises me.
Jeez, where's the virtual console, guys? Come on.
I mean, in a way, it's really a portable machine because they have a lot of ports. But yeah.
But they're always welcome.
Yeah, it's great because like for someone like me who hasn't played a lot of Final Fantasy games, maybe I'll finally pick it up this time around. Maybe.
True.
Yeah.
I probably won't. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, Resident Evil 4 is absolutely fantastic. Like you should play Resident Evil 4.
Yeah, I've heard everything about that game.
Yeah, like it basically redefined, I think, like the genre.
That's fair.
Yeah.
I have a bunch of friends that are trying to get me into the Resident Evil series, and then like the next day, they all these ones got announced for Switch. I mean, I guess now I know how I'll be playing all of them, but.
Yeah. Well, do you guys have anything else that you would like to add to Resident Evils on the Switch, or do you want to just move on?
I mean, I think it's really interesting that they're still doing this, and it also highlights the fact that hasn't almost every Capcom release for the Switch been a port?
Yeah, I
at
think
this
so.
point, aside from like Mega Man 11.
That's all I was gonna say.
Yeah, Capcom at the very beginning, if you guys remember, like they were pretty hesitant about supporting the Switch. Because they're like, well, we don't know if this is gonna, actually be a thing or not. And then I think with the runaway success of the Switch, they're kind of like, fuck, we gotta get shit on this, and so we gotta.
Yeah. That's how it kind of went with a lot of companies, but not in it. Some of them actually supported it from the start because I think if anyone saw it, like if Nintendo presented them with like whatever proposal they had and they showed off the console, it was just impressive. But some companies still didn't. Like whoever made Hat in Time, they were like, they were very like, no, we're not going to port it, and then they ported it.
Yeah, exactly. And Hat in Time comes with the co-op, right? Yeah.
I still haven't played that. Like it came with a lot of new content, and I've only played it when I did my review on it. Really good game.
Yeah. Actually, I remember watching that, and like I think you were talking about how each area was like unique and felt very different.
Yeah, each area in that game, it just felt, and it was like Mario's Sunshine in my opinion, because it changed. Like when you had like different what are the hourglasses you collected, every area was different. Like they had the one with the lava or the objectives, and the worlds were big enough where it felt like you were exploring different things or different areas. And then each of the different worlds were very different from one another in like your goals and what happened. And they were not like, it didn't feel like any other game I played, honestly. Like there was the town, but then there was like the movie studio and the train, and it's just like, it was very varied, and I really liked it.
Yeah. The movie studio was like the one that looked the most interesting to me.
Oh yeah, it was amazing. I loved that one.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's go on to the next topic, which is Nintendo Live, which is happening, I think, next week on November 3rd or something like that. And it's happening in Tokyo. It'll be like Saturday and Sunday, and then the following week it'll be Friday and Saturday in Kyoto or something like that. And basically, people will be able to try out Pokemon Let's Go, as well as Smash Ultimate, Mario Aces, and I think Splatoon 2. So there's it's partly a tournament, partly a place that people can try out new Nintendo games.
Right on.
Yeah, and they actually got some like pretty cool merchandise that goes with it. I don't know if you guys
Are
see
you
this or not.
Are you attending?
I won't be able to attend because I work all those days. And like the one that's in Tokyo is on Sunday, which I would have been able to attend, but it's all the way in Tokyo, and I'm not gonna spend over $300 to play Smash Ultimate for like 10
very
minutes.
fair, very fair.
Yeah.
I mean, it's good, but I would not go out of my way. Like I've seen people stand in lines for it, and it's just like,
Yeah.
I don't know. You just kind of have to wait. Like now, I feel like I've seen enough of the game and played enough where I'm like, okay, I just kind of want something different.
Yeah.
We've seen a lot of the same stages, so when they posted that one video, that was for the tailgate tour. But like it actually showed like Rainbow. It showed Rainbow Cruise. Yeah.
Rainbow
it showed
Cruise, that item.
characters.
Yeah.
Right, that item, which I guess we'll talk about eventually. But No, I'm just interested to see more of the game and different characters. Because it was only, was it? Oh, it was confirmed. Never mind. I was gonna say Luigi's new grab or throw was confirmed to be with the vacuum, but that was from a tweet.
Yes, that was from a tweet. For Nintendo Live, there is one question in the air, and that's if Smash Ultimate will be a full version or not.
Yeah, that would be really cool.
It's not. It doesn't say one way or the other on the website, and it does say for Pokemon Let's Go that it will be the demo version, but it doesn't say in particular for Smash Ultimate. So
now I have a question regarding this actually. With the Wendy's Tailgate video that they put up that showed these things, such as like some of the other stages and some other characters being played. Do we know those for sure were from the event itself and not just like a little gameplay compilation they threw together from like the dev build, for example?
So
like, do we know for sure that those new characters and such are playable at that?
That's what actually something that we're not sure about.
Okay.
Because with the Wendy's Tailgate, like if you look at certain screens of it, it seems like it's just a demo version that we've the normal demo version.
Yes.
And then that the other gameplay like featuring Wario or Richter that was kind of spliced in.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like my guess is that it was NOA who put everything together, so they were like, all right, let's just use the final build and hide some things and people won't notice.
Yeah, I
but
mean,
they did.
I mean, it's also coming like very close to like release date. Like I think people kind of don't realize how close we are.
We're like a month and a week away.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It's crazy.
Let me see if I can get.
It really is insane. Like the past games, it felt like we had to wait so long, and it was only prolonged because of trickling information. This one, it almost feels the opposite because there's no information, unless of course there's like the leak perhaps isn't real, and there isn't much else to show us. But it still feels like there's a lot of the game we haven't seen.
Yeah.
As
That whole
opposed
blurred out
to
map.
yeah, there's like the 3DS. We had 3DS out like a couple months before Brawl. We had the dojo updates. Like you saw enough of Brawl. I mean, then I wasn't even online for Melee, but you know what I'm saying.
Yeah. Well, like Melee, I think like that information, like going back and like we retranslated most of that website.
Yeah.
That information was also like pretty similar to how Smash Ultimate was. Like it was very sparing and it was very slow. But the game came out pretty quickly.
They had different standards for promoting stuff back then, and like they didn't know what to do with online, of course.
Yeah.
So it was really just Sakurai being like, "Hey, I love my game."
Yeah. I mean, Smash Dojo in particular was so interesting because it was like more catered to the hardcore players. Like it was catered to the people that would go online and try to read news about the site, and so they did have like some tips and stuff like that. I think some advanced techniques were even mentioned on the website.
Yeah.
So it was pretty cool.
I'm still a person that's like, we should have had all those videos at E3 just slowly released, as they did with like, because they are essentially releasing them on Twitter and the blogs, but they were all public, so it's like, oh.
Yeah. Like when after E3, I think we did like a 2-hour live stream just going through all the videos and like trying to see what we could find. And after that,
I did that on too.
So
that's what it felt like for me too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just took the chill approach and let everyone do the work.
Very fair. I had the same idea because everyone was like, "Yeah, by the time I do this, I swear Game Explain's gonna have a video and I'll live it anyway." So.
Yeah.
Right.
I think at that time I still didn't have internet, so I actually was using internet from an internet cafe.
Oh yeah.
And I was just like, it was just me in this like little booth, and I was just like so excited, like with everything, and I was just like, I can't say anything, like I have to be quiet, like people are sleeping. So.
Oh man.
Yeah, it was such a fun stream to watch. I agree, the fourth edge. But just about the Nintendo Live, we're not sure if it's the full game or not. They haven't really announced it, and doesn't seem to be too much detail. But the brackets that they posted, it's pretty packed.
Man.
They got some top players in there actually.
That's good.
Yeah, it's really good.
Pretty
Nice.
sure I tweeted something about it. Yesterday.
I think you did, yeah. I remember seeing it.
I'll link it in the chat so that way people can see. But it'll be interesting to see if all the characters are available to finally get good gameplay of like other characters besides the 20 or so that they've had.
Or the ones they released like little gameplay clips for, like Crom, Dark Samus, and K. Rool.
Yeah, I really want to see more K. Rool footage.
Yeah, I really want to see more Crom footage just to see how bad his up B really is.
I mean, it looks like the same as Ike.
Yeah, but the thing is, he wouldn't have possibly a vertical distance recovery like Ike.
Yeah.
So that might hinder him quite a lot. And I'm interested in maining him, so I just don't know. Man, that's up in the air.
Yeah, how viable he'll be.
Yeah.
Well, I guess let's go ahead and start talking about the Grinch Leak then. I think that's what a lot of people want to hear from us.
Boy.
So
I have a lot of opinions on this subject, so I'm just gonna let you guys go first. So, I already said my opinion.
Yeah.
So, should I just quickly go over the origins of it, I guess?
Yeah.
So, what happened was that there was this French person. We're not sure who it is. They took a Snapchat of supposed marketing material for Smash Ultimate, and that Snapchat was someone screenshotted it and posted it on 4chan. And the actual images themselves, it's pretty like low quality, pretty small, and so it's kind of difficult to say one way or the other exactly how. But a lot of people have gone out and identified the characters in them, and it's Shadow, Banjo-Kazooie, Ken, Mach Rider, Gino, and Chorus Kids are the supposedly left newcomers that haven't been revealed yet, which would make for what, like 1, 2, 3. Oh, Isaac. I'm sorry, I forgot Isaac. 1, 2, 3.
How could you?
Which means like 7 additional newcomers left. And so the thing that adds some credibility to this leak is that it was posted with the Grinch and the Grinch like marketing materials. And so a lot of people think that this comes from a printing firm which specializes in making those materials. Originally, the name that was in the leak was tracked down to a company called, I think, Marina or something like that. I'm sorry, I can't pronounce that name correctly. And then that company came out and said, no, that individual was like, they left over, 2 years ago, and they don't work for us anymore. Then it was thought that this individual works for a company called APC, and that company hasn't come out and said anything yet, as far as I'm aware. So right now, the leak is pretty much in the air, but there are some things for it, and there are some things against it. So one of the things that is for it is because most of the characters have been moved slightly, like in one way or the other. Like
yes, I saw that yesterday.
Yeah, the Mii fighters were kind of all separate in the current banner, but in this updated version they're all together, kind of like how it was in the E3 banner.
Right.
And then there's some things like I think Great Ninja's tongue that was like never fully seen, and in this version it looks like it's accurate. It's again, it's very hard to tell.
Yeah, very very hard to tell.
Yeah. So yeah, is there something that outright that I'm missing right now?
I don't think so. I think you've basically covered it. There's not really much else to go off of, and everyone's kind of just, because we've really only got those like the Snapchat images, the enhanced image with the fighters shown, and then everyone's went to town on it. Whether that be they looked up his name, we shouldn't say it. They looked up the company, they called the company, they confirmed with the company Marina that were like, oh, we're not involved. It's not us. We want to keep good with Nintendo.
Well, it wasn't even particular Nintendo. They were just like, this isn't a good reputation for us if we're
exactly.
If you're
they just wanted to save face.
Yeah.
What else?
There
wasn't really much else. It showed the cylindrical thing it was making with it, which could be, people thought it was a wristband. I was more on the side of it being like a circular display that you'd hang at the top of a store like Walmart, or an event or something like that, a convention. I don't think there's really much else. It's just other people have went to town, and then people say that their sources say that their sources say, and it's like it's just a lot of
going back and
what.
I will say,
exactly.
I think who was it? I'll say his first name. Eric was supposedly contacted, and apparently he has nothing to do with this.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So it's kind of unclear, like, what his connection is even to the leak, if he even was the original leaker, because you could have just a random person's name on your desk, or whatever.
Yeah. Was his name on the Snapchat, or was it on like in the Snapchat?
It was like in the picture of the Snapchat.
Okay,
and it was like,
I guess I mistook that.
It was like partially crossed out, but not fully, like not enough for people to not decode it.
Yeah.
So
what's everyone's stance on it as of today?
So man, Tris, do you want to go first?
Sure. So what's really interesting about this to me is that like the level at which this is just breaking everything is so reminiscent of the ESRB leak days. I mean, you have the official Flex Tape Twitter quote tweeting stuff about this leak thing. Flex Tape wouldn't let this happen, and it's like it's reached almost a meme status that the Grinch Leak Smash Bros. That like. So I understand how many people would be like crushed if this wasn't real, but my personal stance on it is that there's something about it that feels so off compared to what we had with the ESRB leak that I don't fully believe it yet. Mm-hmm. Like, sure, there's evidence to both sides that it could be fake, that it could be real, but I think I'm leaning closer to it being fake just because there's something that feels really off about it. And I can't quite place what that hasn't already been addressed.
Yeah, it's fair. It's a very weird leak. It's so unique in that, like, it's not gameplay. It's not, like, screenshots. So, and the story and the narrative behind it, it can check out either way. But everyone who talks about it is kind of ignorant to the industry, the people involved, exactly how it would come into work. So it's believable, but it's also like, hold on, like, there's no way. I'm personally leaning towards the side of it being real, hoping that it's fake, because I really hope that it's not real. I really hope it's not real. There's just a lot of like things about it that are very thought out, like who would think to change all the positions. There are things that take away from it as well. When I initially saw it, I had like a gut feeling like, oh no, it's real. Oh no.
Yeah.
I saw the roster and like, who would decide Mock Rider other than Sakurai? Of course, this could just be a really intelligent leaker, of course, but I'm hoping it's not real. I'm just leaning towards it being real simply because I feel like it is. And people in the chat, like, I don't know, you don't have to take my word for it. You don't have to be like, Alex said it's real, so that means it is. Like, nah, like, that doesn't mean anything. I hate when people say that with other people, so I'm like, don't say that with me, man. Like, make your own opinion, make your own judgment. I think it's safer to just say, I'm pretty neutral on it as of now, because it's not like I can't see that it's fake, because there are definitely proofs for both sides, but there's just not enough information to say anything, and the image is so blurry that trying to make any conclusions based off the art, it's kind of just like you can work on it as hard as you want, but there could be reasons for the art being changed, the reasons change of anything. So either way, it's kind of like we have to wait for the next reveal.
Yeah. How about you, Epicmartin?
All right, so this is about to get a little steamy up in here. So I'm gonna be honest. If you saw the stream that we did earlier this week, which you guys should definitely check out, you probably know my opinions already, but a lot of things have simmered, so it has changed a little bit. basically my overall stance is I'm on Team Spazzy, which is neutral. So let me elaborate a little bit more on that. I actually am leaning towards more fake, but it does have some qualities that make you kind of question. So like I'm 95% fake and 5% real. So like that's my stance. I'm not really like overall upset about the hot take, by the way. I'm not really upset about the leak in general. I mean, I would want the leak to be real. I think everyone does. But I'm more upset about the community's behavior, really. Let's just kind of go into it, right? So, I'm chatting about it, and a lot of people are just resorting to tribalistic practices. Like, I'll be going in there and saying, look, I'm presenting this piece of evidence, and people are saying, you're stupid, you're wrong, this is real. And they're just using emotion rather than critical thinking. And really, critical thinking dictates that, okay, first of all, we're 1 month from release, right? Why would they reveal like 5 characters, that many characters, just before the reveal? I mean, they could, but I think they would have probably stretched out the reveal schedule a little bit more if there were this many characters left to reveal. Like, I'm pretty sure we would have gotten a little bit more in the summertime, and then maybe 2 during the Nintendo Directs that happened in September, and then a little bit more in the potential upcoming Direct. Like, that's how I feel. They would have spread it out a lot more. And to me, that's a huge red flag. Like, this is almost too good to be true levels. Like, if you really want a true representation of my thoughts, watch a good video by the Keef Crew, really cool YouTuber. He made a nice video talking about why he thinks the leak is fake, and I share a lot of the same points with him. So, and it's also really funny. Like, dude's hilarious, does really good skits. So check out his channel. But anyways, yeah, that's how I feel. I feel like the community's behavior is a huge part in this whole fiasco, and it's making me not really want to talk about Smash in general. Like, that's...
Yes, no. I think you understand my sentiments on it perfectly, because I've known that this is how Smash community gets for a long time.
Yeah.
I know Push has too. So it's like, I think I talked to Derek Bittner when I was at a convention this summer, and I was like explaining who I was, and he's, oh yeah, I'm like, yeah, and we're both like, yeah, Smasher. So yeah, it's very much like that. I don't like how people jump down others' throats for a leak that could be fake or a leak that could be real. It's not worth it. It's just a video game.
Yeah.
Exactly. And me and Martin share different opinions on it, and I can hear how he's saying, like, for example, like the spread of releases, it like doesn't make sense because we're like a month or so. And it's like, yeah, he's right. It's very right. Unless they do some. It's really like an unless situation because they've never done something like this. So by like the past, it's like, yeah, they wouldn't do something like this. They haven't done it up until now. So unless they really just did that because they did it, like, I mean, there's no other way to explain it away. Yeah. And I can respect that.
Yeah, I mean, this speculation period is just so unprecedented. Like, there's so many things that are very different this time that it's very hard to draw any pattern, any sense of pattern.
Exactly. Yeah. That's why I'm kind of leaning towards being more, you know what, hit me with whatever you got, because I have no idea what you have in plan, because it could be that they did the silent period so they could push really hard for when the game's released.
Yeah.
But releasing 5, or talking about 5 characters, is it, or how many characters is it? I didn't even do the math.
Right? 6 or 7. I'll count it real quick.
Yeah. So it would be like echoes of Ken and Shadow. And then they talk about all the other characters, one after the other, and then Spirits mode. Unless there are 2 directs that are coming, like there's a direct on the day it releases or a day before, and then there's one like next week. That's the only scenario that I can really think of, because all Sakurai said was he wanted to have all the characters announced before the game released.
Yeah.
So I don't know what that means. Maybe he will do that. Maybe not. Maybe there's only 2 characters. Maybe Bach's theory's right. Like, who's knows? There's no point arguing out it because no one knows for sure.
Yeah, no one has the game right now.
Right.
Right. Well, someone does.
Oh yeah.
Someone definitely does, and they're laughing at us if we're wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll be honest. The greatest thing to come out of all of this like speculation period is the names of like the theories and the leaks themselves, like the Grinch leak, the box theory, the card, the card theory. All of that's just hilarious to me, and
Yeah.
you know.
I do want to address a quick question that we have in the chat. So the Fourth Edge asks, can we clear something up? I think the name of the guy is from the Snapchat interface, the picture. And yes, that's right. Eric blah 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 was in the Snapchat picture, but we're not sure if he's actually responsible or not for this, because could just have someone's name on it.
Yeah, you can change your name on Snapchat. Like, it's not hard.
No, it wasn't. It was within the picture, not the actual interface.
No, what they're saying in the chat is in the interface.
Oh, okay. No, I believe it was like on a receipt or something.
Was it? I gotta look again because I put it in my video. So
yeah, I think it was in the top right corner. The picture that I have right now.
Or the top left.
Top left, yeah. It was fully blacked out, but I think the original one was not.
Oh, I understand. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. So, as for myself, I personally lean towards fake, just because a lot of the time they say if it's too good to be true, it's not true. I think there's just too many characters. 7 characters. If they have 7 characters left to be revealed, it would be amazing. Like, I would, be head over heels. Like, it's already the best Smash game there is ever. But, just pushing that even more is just amazing. So, of course, if it's true, I will happily accept it. I'm still, unsure because there are some things that are definitely going for it. Like, the fact that there are all the characters removed. The fact that it does seem to come from someone with knowledge from printing, stuff like that, and we're only a month away, so these kinds of materials would need to be made because they need to promote the game.
Yeah, makes sense.
Makes sense, but there's some things I don't understand about that, and like intuitively, I think based on Sakurai's comments, they kind of announced all the heavy hitters first, so they could use them in promotion and stuff like that, so they wouldn't be leaked. Like, I've been really, thinking about why K. Rool was revealed so early, because before this game was even announced, I suspect that K. Rool will be one of the last announcements, because he's such a character that the fans really wanted, and he's such a realizable character for the base roster, and so I imagine that he would have been the secret character or one of the last reveals, but instead he was revealed all the way in August, and I think that's because they wanted to use him for promotion. They want to avoid these kinds of leaks. They want to avoid another ERSP situation, and so I think we're done with most of the characters. That's what
I think that's a
gut
very
feels.
What's the word? Like, I want to say smart opinion, but that's a weird phrasing. But I think it's a very logical view on that. It makes a lot of sense. And with how they were in the past, like Sakurai's taken approaches from past games to make sure it doesn't happen again, and that's pretty valid. Like, I was talking to a friend yesterday about the leak, and he's pretty he's really sold on it. I'm like, well, Dion, you have to make sure that it's there's all of these other things. He's like, but I'm like, dude, you're gonna be very disappointed if it's not real. And he's like, yeah, and I'm like, that's a problem, because what if it's only 2 characters left?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It'll be very tough if it is wrong.
Yeah, that's one thing I'm kind of worried about. Is a lot of people are already so sold on this, and it's not something that is not it's within the realm of possibility of being fake. Like, everyone, I think everyone should at least accept that.
Yeah, of course.
I'm not saying that it is fake, or because I'm not 100% sure. I don't know if it's fake. But everyone should know that this is something that people can draw. There are people who are very talented artists. Even my good friend Von Rose, he was showing that it's very easy to just erase characters out of the image and then replace the background. And there are a lot of inconsistencies with the background, in the leaked version that aren't in the official version that was shown at E3, and it's very difficult to say one way or the other because of the low image quality. But it looks like there are some things that are just drawn incorrectly, and
I do want to, and I do want to point out that I've been saying this for a while that someone was going to attempt image banner leak. It was only a matter of time. Really, I mean, I've heard a lot of people when we had those like plethora of 4chan leaks of like the character website and the character selection screens. People were like, "Why not just make an image banner leak? Because like that's the easiest to fake."
Yep.
And now we have one, and it's like this one dude, if this is indeed fake, knew about that and was like, "All right, I'm going to outsmart people. Do this, but add on upon layers of stuff to make it convincing." And he hit it he or she hit it perfectly.
Yeah. Again, if it's fake.
Like, right, exactly.
We don't know. That's one thing I do want to, say a lot so that way people in the chat understand. We're not saying that this is 100% fake. Like a lot of us, we don't know because it's hard to say one way or the other.
Right. Like I said, I'm on Team Spazzy, so
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very awkward too. And the worst situations where there's no information is that people get defensive on the non-information and make teams with team real, team fakes. Like, why are you on teams? Enjoy your life and then wait for the game to come out. Like, what do you need teams for?
Right. I was trying to get PushDustIn to play the Captain America Civil War theme during the stream. But that probably get DMCA'd, so...
Yeah. I saw this great fan image where it was posted on Reddit. I saw it this morning. And it was like, Civil War, but it was with like Source Gaming, Game Explain, Liam Robertson on one side, where like, I think it was Papa Gino's, and was it Billy... I'm forgetting his name, Billy Boy? He was on the other side. And along with Chad Gandorf.
Everyone in the chat, or a lot of people in the chat, are saying that, or I've seen two comments, and I think they were further up. One on Papa Gino's having a source XYZ, and then some people saying all the other industry sources have different views on the final roster. And I don't know who to trust when it comes to like, they said this and they said that, because like we've had in the past, there was like Jimatsu, and it can be argued today that was legit or not, because a lot of it was and a lot of it wasn't. So I don't know if I trust people online, and you shouldn't either. People watching, you shouldn't trust like content creators, because I mean, we're like, I'll say for myself, like I'm not anyone special just because I make videos and say stuff online. I just have a following, and that can dictate people's views. And you shouldn't trust people that also sit at home and edit videos, because they may not have as many connections to other people as you think they do. And it's kind of a false notion.
And like I've said this in the past, like I've written a lot about like leak coverage and rumor culture and stuff like that, and it's people will get things wrong. Even if you have a source, it doesn't mean that the source is accurate, because that source could be just as misinformed as well.
Exactly. You don't know how many people went through it with that source and said something about that source XYZ. There's no way to know. Yeah,
and like if you knew, then that would probably compromise that source. Like if you knew all that background information of that person, or where they got that information, is probably not a credible source.
Yeah.
Or won't be in the future. So it's difficult. A lot of people are like, "Oh, I can't trust you anymore." But it's true. You don't
source gaming, false gaming,
like
origin gaming.
For a while, like people kept on making like threads about everything I would say on game fags and stuff like that. Just don't. Like,
it's a similar situation to the wrestling community. There's a person named Dave Meltzer. He does a thing called the Wrestling Observer, and sometimes he'll talk about his opinions, but he has a lot of inside sources within like WWE and other promotions, and he actually has a lot of influence on the industry. And some people will take his opinion as fact and will report on it, and he's like, "That's not what I meant."
Yeah.
and stuff, and it's
Yeah. For Papa Gino's, I don't have an opinion on him. I think he is a good YouTuber. I haven't talked to him personally. So some
Nor
people,
have I.
but like he covers Smash and he's a Smash tuber, so he has to be somewhat good. Like, you gotta stick with your brother.
I've not
Yeah,
watched
I've only
vids.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I mean, I've only seen his reaction videos. Like, that's it.
Oh, okay, I've seen him sometimes on Smash boards. I haven't seen his videos, but yeah, he seems like he's a good guy. So I don't hate him or anything. I would like to have him on.
Yeah,
sometime.
no, like,
Yeah.
no, I'm not. I hope no one's taken like if I say like,
Yeah.
I said something about like don't trust content creators. No, I'm just saying in general. I wasn't speaking on anyone specifically. I wasn't speaking about anyone like that.
Mhm.
So,
Yeah. Again,
don't trust anyone, not even yourself.
Dun, 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 dun.
Push. Actually, I have a question that I'm noticing is being brought up in chat a fair
Okay.
amount that it's making me wonder. So because we already talked a little bit about Nintendo Live and how that's the main thing they're pushing for next week.
Mhm.
And I'm seeing a bunch of people in the chat thinking that they're gonna announce a direct at that, kind of like they did with the Smash Direct being announced during EVO.
Mhm.
Do you think that's a possibility?
I think that we're like due for a direct very soon, because
Yes.
The game is gonna go out for reviews very soon. Like,
It would
this is
have to go on in
Yeah.
like 3 weeks. Like
Yeah.
3 weeks, honestly.
This is I think again that people don't realize how close we are to release, and the game is gonna leak. If it doesn't, if they don't announce
Right.
everything. And
Exactly.
I do want to point out something, kind of going into the rumor mill a little bit. There was that rumor that we are due for like 2 Nintendo Directs in November, and we'll have to see where that goes. I know too. There was that one YouTuber named I Am Shifty. He was the guy that got Isabel's reveal right and said that Smash Ultimate was going to get 2 years of DLC, which is a little bit excessive, but he basically said that the next direct might be on November 2nd, although it's weird because that's not really a direct day because that's a Friday. So, I don't know. It's just weird going back and forth.
I believe nothing. That's how, because I have people come to me like with their sources, and I'm like, I don't believe you.
Yeah, I don't. Same here.
Just because it's easier that way. Just like I don't want to get into it, and then it's wrong. And it's like, well, why do we spend so much time talking about it? Like, just wait.
Yeah. And like
no offense to like if you talk about it. Sorry if like that came off.
No, I think like the game is coming out soon at this point. Just wait. Don't get angry at people. Like
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm trying to bring home, which is like don't get angry at people. It's just for fun. It's a fun time for everyone.
Yeah,
It's
just
video
relax.
games.
Yeah.
Relax.
Oh yeah. Well, been fun.
Rip. He gone the way of PushDustIn.
So I had a question about the Sakurai columns, and that was from No Jokes Inc. I'm sorry, and there has been 2 additional Sakurai columns in between the last one and now, and we haven't translated them. So the first one was about Spider-Man on the PS4. So everyone knows that Spider-Man's coming to Smash. You heard it here first.
Oh boy.
Only after you translated will they say that.
Yeah. Basically, that column is mostly about like big teams, like managing big teams. And then there was one that was earlier that was about Tokyo Game Show. So if you remember from our coverage from Tokyo Game Show, he was there. And so he talked a little bit about that.
Tokyo.
Okay.
So not very Smash focused columns, so we haven't translated them because we've been really busy. With life.
It's almost as like Sakurai as a human. Oh.
Well, I was saying I have a life, besides
Yeah.
Pokemon Go.
Yeah.
I've been busy with work, my actual job. And
That's fair.
The columns come out at midnight my time, so if we do translate them, I'm usually up until like 3 a.m.
Oh boy, 3 a.m.
Yeah.
Smash Leaks 3 a.m.
Sakurai starts a grease fire at 3 a.m.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well,
yeah.
the next
man.
column will be in this week. So next Wednesday or Thursday, depending on your time zone.
Mm-hmm.
So wait, is it this coming up week or
Yep,
is it
this upcoming week should be the next column.
Oh boy.
Oh boy.
Oh boy, 3 a.m.
Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy.
Okay, guys. Well, I guess let's go ahead and talk about some other things that are kind of related to this Grinch Leak.
Oh yes. Yeah.
I was gonna ask. I was just gonna say something in chat. Apparently,
Okay, go
just got announced just because it's news right now. They just announced that 2B from Nier Automata is coming to Soul Calibur 6.
Oh, okay.
They're talking about it in chat and everything right now too. So I figured that should be
Dang.
like officially,
Bombshell.
not just people making costumes. I'm
Memeing.
seeing it all over my Twitter right now.
Yeah.
It's really cool.
Makes sense. But when are they gonna bring back Darth Vader? Man, that was the
When's
shit.
Link coming back?
Yeah.
Remember
Link
that?
versus Vader in a video game. I would die.
Remember
Welcome
that?
to Smash. No, I'm kidding.
That the old like Soul Calibur rumor that would get Link back on Soul Calibur on the Switch.
Oh, I wish.
How about those Marvel vs. Capcom 4 rumors, huh?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that one's crazy. Like, apparently it started up as like a weird update, apparently, if you believe the rumors, and then it turned into its own game, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. That series is in limbo right now. I tell ya.
You see the giant cube in Soul Calibur? The giant like
yeah,
rainbow cube
those are.
that like completely masks like where your character is, so like they're basically invincible through the.
We're gonna have a direct November 1st.
Oh, has it been announced?
No, that's my just theory, and we're gonna get it announced in 2
Oh,
days.
okay.
you said it nonchalantly that I thought like it actually got announced. I was like, wait, what?
No, that's just I'm just saying it. We're just being frank here. It's gonna happen.
Are you bringing inside information? No.
Yeah. If you count my stunningly great intuition as inside information.
Oh boy!
Like the first time I did that.
You heard it here first,
like,
guys.
we have 5 characters left, and then Reset Era is like, Relax has inside information? I'm like, oh god.
Yeah, our source is Nintendo of Antarctica.
Yep.
Yeah.
Anyways, sorry to derail.
I hope, actually, I was thinking that the direct would be, I think the following week. Was it November 8th? That was my prediction.
Yeah, I don't like because he
makes
did the 8 things for. Because you must consider, like, he did, like, in August 8th, 2018, it's like, well, for this direct, we'll do 8 topics. And it's like, that was a thing, right? That was a thing, or was that the leak?
That was a leak. That wasn't a thing.
Okay, so
Like,
I'll shut up now.
Yeah,
Okay,
they went over more than 8 things on that August 8th direct.
I'll shut up. Yeah,
Well, don't forget 8 means Hachi in Japanese, right?
Oh yeah, and Hey
yeah.
Hachi is confirmed.
Yeah.
I remember like I tweeted like that like as a joke, and like people just took it so seriously.
I mean, I took it seriously in Japan time because that's all I thought about at the time. So I was just like, well, thanks,
you're
Push,
the
for saving
reason.
my... Sorry.
So yeah, we had a question by Jorge who says what are your guys' thoughts on Sakurai's purchase in the 2016-2017, which was a toy mecha specifically for the rifle, saying it was for a project he was working on, and it looks a lot like Mach Riders. So
Push. I remember that.
Yeah. So that interview is I think we translate as Sakurai's surprising storage skills, going for all the S's, and I believe it was from part 2, and he talks about like purchasing this figure that is based on this old anime, just for reference, and that he does it quite a bit because he purchases like strategy guides and stuff like that to get a closer look at how those items or things they look, and that way he can represent it accurately. So a lot of people are thinking now with the Grinch Leak that rifle was for Mach Rider. So I'm gonna go and say that just because he got it doesn't mean it's for a character necessarily.
Yeah.
It could have been for an item. It could have been for an assist trophy. There's a lot of other content where it could have been, which it could have been. So,
and figures like that are very adjustable. So like, and he used that since Brawl. So I mean,
it's not the adjustable figure. It's an actual.
Oh, it's not?
I'll pull up a picture or something.
Okay. Because I know for Brawl, he had Sonic, right? And he used Sonic, but he used this like very, very humanoid figure to model Sonic's movement, which Sonic's obviously doesn't look like that, so it doesn't matter what the model looks like. So that's what all I was trying to conclude.
Yeah. That one, I think it was, what's it called? But they're used in like
Microman Mini.
Yeah, Microman. There you go. They use that quite a bit, and he takes like 60 photos of like each character.
Oh my god!
Like using those Micromen.
He's crazy. He's amazing. The work he does, man. It's just like, I'm glad he lets us see a little bit.
Yeah.
Because it's very impressive, and it's very like he's the right man for the job.
Yeah, Sakurai is definitely a character, not a.
Yeah, he cares about characters.
Especially.
I do have a picture of it on screen. This is from the actual interview. So a lot of people are confused because a lot of sites, when they reposted this, they didn't include this image. They include just a random image from the series, so they think it's like a very specific model. But the model actually hasn't been confirmed, like exactly what he was talking about. He just says, to give a recent example, the other day I bought a Viafam model based off the old anime series. And no, that does not mean I'm making a Galactic Drifter Viafam game. The reason I bought it is because I wanted to get a closer look at the rifle that came with the figure and use as a reference. So we're not sure what Viafam he's even talking about. Like, we don't know if it's a long rifle, we don't know if it's a short rifle. It could have been for the Inklings. We don't know.
Yeah.
And we don't even know if he didn't use it,
Yeah.
True. I was just going to add, I mean, we have like two new, like, I'm pretty sure Smash so far has announced like two new, like, just shooting weapons, being like the Rage Blaster and then the staff from Kid Icarus.
And the banana.
And the banana gun too.
Yeah,
that's
maybe
right.
he got it for banana. So I hope that this kind of side rant clears up that.
Yeah, someone in chat said like he could just like toys too, and I'm just like, yeah. That's possible.
He talked about in the same interview that he tries to cut down on physical stuff, because when he had to move to Tokyo from Yamanashi, he had to get rid of a lot of games that he owned.
Oh.
Yeah, like he threw away all those packages and stuff like that.
Why? Why do you do that?
It's
right,
like I completely understand right now because I moved in the last year, and I'm just like, it's difficult.
Yeah, it is.
I can only imagine. Yeah.
Yeah. So all in all, we don't know what rifle he bought, what the gun looks like, or anything like that. So it's hard to say if it's for Mach Rider or not.
Honestly, it could be for Shadow the Hedgehog.
Yeah, could be for Shadow.
Oh my god.
Jeez Louise. You needed more proof? There it is.
Is Shadow dabbing in the Grinch Leak? That's what I want to know.
I didn't get a good look at what he was doing. Like, all of them could be dabbing. I wouldn't be able to tell.
Yeah, honestly, it's way too blurry for me to.
The chorus kids just look like a blob. Like, really? Like, come on.
Yeah, for a second there, I thought the Geno one was like the fake ripped Geno one that was posted earlier this month.
Oh my god.
Do you remember that one?
I believe so. Yeah.
Yeah. So I guess let's talk about that new item I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
That's kind of the newest piece of information everyone's kind of
Mm-hmm.
clinging to.
And it's still connected to the Grinch leak.
Yeah.
So
Which
there's,
is damn it.
yeah, there's a new item in Smash Ultimate. At least we think it's a new item, and it's I'll just pull up a picture of it because it's kind of hard to explain what it is.
Mm-hmm.
Do I have a good picture of it? I have to find one. Anyway, so this image appeared in this item appeared in the Wendy's tailgate promotion video, and it looks very like on it. It's just like a green stem, a plant with like two leaves on it, and it's in with a circular ball. It's not picked up. It's not activated, so we don't know exactly what it is.
It looks like an orb from Mario Party 5. That's what I said.
No, I was gonna say push. I thought Wally was already in the game.
Oh my god.
Oh, my Wally meme.
Yeah.
I already deleted that picture from my computer.
No, I think what's interesting about the item is that most people are associating it with an item from Golden Sun, and that it looks exactly like it. And I mean, fair. And a lot of people are using that to back up the Grinch Leak, saying like, "Oh, Isaac's in the Grinch Leak, and this is an item from Golden Sun, so obviously he's in." But I mean, I don't think necessarily one implies the other.
Yeah.
Absolutely. We've had the spinners from Balloon Fighter in Melee. Why wasn't the Balloon Fighter there?
Yeah, I said the same thing. I said the verbatim same thing yesterday to my friend.
Yeah. Or even
the
lipstick.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah. Where's?
I think maybe people are drawing the same conclusion as like I know it was the same director. K. Rool, they had the claptrap. As known as an assist trophy, and they're like, oh, and then K. Rool was revealed in the same direct, so they're like, well, maybe they're gonna do that in the next direct and show this item from Golden Sun, because it's kind of another thing to put like a new item from a game that's not represented in Smash like at all. Like there's barely there's none, right?
Yeah.
Did he even have a sticker in Brawl?
Isaac Golden Sun.
Yeah.
Yeah. I had a sticker because it had an assist trophy in Brawl. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's right. My B.
And then it had some music, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah, there were a couple songs. I mean, for all we know, I mean they could add Isaac back as an assist trophy, to be fair, and then and then there's precedence for the item that they gave back the Golden Sun representation.
Or it's not even a Golden Sun item. Because the thing is,
there's no evidence that it is.
It looks different enough, in my opinion. Of course, other people say differently, but I think it looks different enough from the Golden Sun sprout that it doesn't really look like the growth icon.
That's fair.
Right.
Yeah, I'll be honest. It does look a little bit more electroplankton-ish to me, like in that style.
Oh, that's fair.
No,
yeah,
that's something I didn't even think about.
It's like way too ambiguous to make a conclusion, as usual.
Yeah.
But like when I saw there was this like a comparison image, and I'm dumb and I didn't like it or anything, so I can't find it. But it was like showing that next to the item in the game, and then someone put like it grows the vine, and then they also show that you can do ladder attacks now.
Yeah.
Which is like could be, but I mean that's not enough to really make a conclusion. It's just there.
Oh. You know, Martin, you might be onto something because Hannenbau is back in Smash Ultimate as a stage.
Yeah.
I completely forgot about that.
Yeah, this makes every stage transform into Hannenbau.
Oh man.
And and Hannibal was cut from Smash for Wii U.
Mm-hmm.
So they brought it back in a big way.
But like it transforms the entire game into Hannibal.
Yeah.
You can't escape it.
Oh my gosh.
I don't have a good comparison image of it with growth. I'm sorry, but it does look kind of similar to the healing feel item, and there's something curious about the setup. The stage that they were playing it on, it had no teams, so it wouldn't be the team healing. So it could be another healing item, but just for solo battles. That's another possibility.
Try and find it, maybe.
Watch the item just like mask itself as a plant inside a little bubble, and then you touch it, turns into a fake smash ball, and you all die.
Yeah. And then this is kind of related to the whole Golden Sun thing, but there's a lot of confusion on the trademark renewal, which I talked a lot about on Twitter today.
Oh yeah, all the trademarks that supposedly line up with the Grinch Leak.
Yep. So as I mentioned on Twitter, trademarks have to be renewed every 10 years. And Nintendo has been really, really proactive in renewing trademarks because of the Mario Kart fiasco. For those of you who don't know, there was this company called Mario Kart who would basically promote go-kart rides in Japan where you could dress up like Mario characters. And Nintendo sued them and initially lost because they said that their trademark was not applicable to that industry and that it wouldn't cause confusion. They eventually sued again, or they went to a higher court, I'm not exactly sure, and they just won this year, but only like 98,000 or not that much money.
Right.
So ever since they lost that initial lawsuit, they've been on the ball with trademarks for the most part.
I imagine, yeah.
Like they're even trademarking English titles in Japan, which doesn't really make sense because, like, when are they gonna use this English title in Japan? And a couple of things that they've trademarked this year are the DS cooking game that features like 1,000 recipes. Animal Crossing Let's Go to the City, it's a European title, again in Japan. So there's just been a lot of things that have been either made for the first time, which are the case for the English names, or just renewed early. And in Japan this year, they trademarked the English name Golden Sun in August 2018, and as far as I know, is the first time it was trademarked in Japan. The U.S. trademark has not been touched since April 2017.
The only thing I can think of is maybe we're going to remake the first Golden Sun on 3DS. Maybe. Although the 3DS is rather dying, so I don't think that's going to be the case. But
it could be for anything. Like, it could be for, the Game Boy Classic. It could be, not everything has to be for Smash.
Exactly. Although I do want to point out that someone was requesting a quick translation of this magazine scan.
Okay.
Because
I'll
I
look
posted
at
it. Yeah. After.
Yeah, and I just Mario Super Sluggers was recently trademarked in Japan as well.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Oh.
So
I still want another game in that series.
So I mean, like, it's just Nintendo being really proactive with their trademarks because they need to do a better job protecting them because they don't want another Mario Kart fiasco.
I don't think trademarks are like a fair thing to bring up. A character is going to be announced in the game.
Yeah, I remember.
Or that there's a new game coming.
Yeah, because it's just them, protecting their.
Yeah, it's like every 10 years to be renewed, right?
Yeah, every 10 years. And so a lot of people are saying like, oh, look, Banjo-Kazooie was renewed this year, so that means that they're in Smash. But it was their 10th year. Like, if they didn't renew, they would have lost it.
Yep. Mario Super Sluggers also turns 10 this year. Wow, that's... Oh, boy.
Yeah. I do want to point out... I do want to point out, too, there was a similar fiasco back in 2015 when Smash 4 DLC was in its peak, and Nintendo and descriptions were starting to add the trademark symbol to the King K. Rool name, and people were automatically assuming that to be, inclusion in Smash Brothers. And
I remember that.
So Techno Blast 649, they say they're not convinced by any means it means absolutely nothing. Remember that time that they renewed the Smash Bros. Trademark and they announced a new one months later. And that is true. They did announce, they trademarked the symbol for Smash Ultimate. The Smash Bros. like logo without Ultimate, without the subtitle in it, and it obviously did mean something, but not in all cases it's going to mean something. I mean, of course, sometimes it's going to be actually applicable to a title that they're working on, but other times it's just because they're protecting their stuff.
Why would if the trademark for the game was coming, why would it be now? Like
Yeah.
if they were trying to like do some sort of he's in the game and then the game's going to be announced, wouldn't the game already be like in development right now and they'd have to trademark it like well earlier?
Also, like you can't trademark something unless it's already been in the market.
Yep.
Like you can't just like I have an idea, let's trademark it. It has to already be on sale. And for Smash Bros. Ultimate, they couldn't trademark that until it's already on sale. Like they can trademark Smash Bros. Because that's already. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna start looking at that magazine so you guys can keep talking.
So So while talking about that, then I want to address a question I've seen come up in the chat pretty much since we started, which is people talking about the Game Awards being on the same day as Smash Ultimate's release. And I've heard people talking about this pretty much since the Game Awards were announced and Smash announced to come out, the same day. A lot of people think that might be how Nintendo handles announcing DLC for Smash Ultimate if there is any. Which, let's be honest, it would be a very smart move for them to do so because it's a matter of, hey, this is released and now here's stuff you can look forward to later. Because Nintendo always announces something, theoretically at least. I think there was 1 year where they didn't. Where they announced things at the Game Awards. Last year, it was all the Bayonetta news.
Yeah.
Personally, I think it would make sense if they did that, but I'm not expecting it.
Here's my stance. I think if they are going to do any sort of DLC announcement, it is going to be in a direct itself. Nintendo has always been so controlling of how they distribute their information that I think they want to bundle the Smash Brothers information together. I'm not to say that it wouldn't be a smart move to do at the Game Awards. I mean, the Game Awards have been getting pretty bigger, for the past couple of years, and their presence has grown. I mean, last year they announced like Bayonetta 3, Bayonetta 1 and 2.
Yeah.
They announced a lot of stuff last year.
Right.
So I would not be surprised if they did something there, and it would be huge. Like, would that if it was like the last announcements, like Smash Ultimate's getting DLC, like that would be.
I think it's pretty safe that that's probably what we're gonna see. Not like anything conclusive, but probably like a teaser.
Yeah.
Like how they did with the Mewtwo.
Yeah, I think a teaser would make sense. I mean, you gotta remember, like just 2 years ago, or was it 2 years ago, 3 years ago, that the only announcement at the Game Awards was Cranky Kong.
Yeah.
Right.
So I mean, like they've definitely built it up over the last couple of years.
I think that was Tropical Freeze came out 2014, I think, right? So that was
Okay.
at least 4 years ago then.
The thing is, that was actually EGX, and that was ran by Spike, and that was different from the Game Awards now. That was actually just kind of a branch and offshoot. I think, what was his name? Jeff Keighley?
Yeah, Jeff Keighley.
Yeah, anyways, I think he didn't like the direction the VGX was going, so he decided to make the Game Awards, and that's why we have a lot more prestigious stuff now.
Also, I think Reggie's on the board for the new Game Awards.
Oh, is he?
Yeah, I think he's like involved with that, the planning and everything like that.
That's nice.
Yeah.
I finished looking at
really
the
cool.
magazine scan, so let me just pull up an image of it.
All right.
Here.
Live translation. You heard it, folks. You heard it first, folks.
So,
You heard it, folks?
You heard it, folks. I haven't even said it yet. Well, so there's not that much new information in this. It's not really a magazine. It comes from a store called Gayo, and Gayo is like it's like a Best Buy kind of store, but not really. It's more media, so it's like manga, movies, and books and stationery and video games. So Gayo has this magazine, and they're promoting Smash Ultimate in it because Smash Ultimates are coming out very soon. And if you are getting it from Gayo, you can get a tote bag with the Smash logo on it and a picture of Battlefield poster, which is for picnics. So not very exciting stuff. But there is one thing that is interesting in this, and that is what they're calling Iro Ranto, which is various battles, and it says that you can have this is like an option for multiplayer in normal battle royale, where you can have it kind of change the settings randomly.
Oh.
So as far as I understand, is that you can like change the settings randomly so that it's different every round.
Are we sure that's not talking about like the stage morphing?
No, it's not talking about stage morph. Stage morph is
Okay.
called something different in Japanese.
Okay.
This
Just wanna
term
make sure.
Iro Ranto, I have never seen it before.
Hmm.
So that's the only new information from this magazine.
No 108 stages, right? Push.
I don't see anything about the number of stages. I'll look again now that you asked, but I don't think there is.
Yeah.
It's only like 3 pages, or it's only 2
Yeah.
pages long. Yeah,
That's not bad.
there's nothing about the number of stages, unfortunately.
All right. That's fine.
So it looks like maybe Smash Ultimate will allow you to have some sort of setting, which will allow you to randomly change the rules. That's it.
Just randomly change the coin battles. Got it.
Yeah.
Every battle's different. You have to just adapt.
Yeah.
That'd be really cool.
I would.
That's the secret mode. That's spirits. That's it.
That's it. You're welcome.
Random all.
You're welcome.
I gave you K-Roll. What more do you need?
Don't ask for anything from me ever again.
Yeah.
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 Oh man.
Yeah, and the other things it says is that you can use these famous characters like Ryu, Snake, or Bayonetta, Cloud. You can use lots of different items and stuff like that. It's nothing really special after that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm surprised in there they detail. It looks like they detailed Ryu, Snake, and Bayonetta, but they don't mention any of the Castlevania stuff. That was treated like such a big deal.
Well, I think Simon is more of a big deal in America, and Richter's more of a big deal in Japan.
Yeah,
Mhm.
but the fact that the magazine doesn't have anything about it
Again,
is what surprises me.
I don't know if this is the full if this is all they have on it. It's
Okay, that's true.
It's not really a magazine that you buy. It's just like a pamphlet that you get in the store that tells you information.
Ah, gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
It's probably not much then if it's just like a pamphlet.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So this is probably it.
And it looks like the page to the right is for Pokemon Let's Go. So it looks like it's just this one page.
Yeah.
I see.
Mm-hmm.
So that's your exclusive for this live stream. Tell your friends.
Wahoo!
Insider boys.
Yeah. So we were talking.
Oh,
Go ahead.
Nervion asked us, are we sure it's not more like in the line, like play the game however you like, and doesn't really refer to a random rules option, just to make sure.
Okay. The way that it says it in brackets, so that means it's like it says literally in Japanese, like if you wanted to have strange settings, then you could also set it to various various battles or various I guess battles would have various battles is how I would translate that.
That's interesting.
Or like random battles.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to translate. Yoro is like many or various, and then Ranto is like battles. So many or various battles. And again, it's in brackets, so I'm guessing it's a mode name.
Mm-hmm. That's fair.
Yeah. So yeah, and we were talking a little bit about things that with kind of related to the Grinch Leak, right?
Yeah.
Is there anything that we should talk about that we haven't?
Well, there was that going back to the Wendy's montage or whatever. They showed the truck apparently, but there was like a photo from the truck, and it showed the full character banner. And apparently, some people are saying that the top portion where it cuts off Bayonetta's like ponytail a little bit, or hair, It's the same way that's cut off in the leak or something.
Do you have a picture of that or something?
Oh, I have to show it. It was like buried within Leaks chat, and I don't really want to go in there right now. They're all tribalistic still. But
That's fair.
But I'm going in, boys. You made me do this.
I thought I thought the one on the Wendy's truck was the same as pre-Isabella. Like it didn't have an Isabella on it.
I don't remember. I didn't see
Like
it.
I remember like looking at the mural and being like, oh yeah, Isabella's not there.
Yeah, trying to find
I'm doing
the...
a quick scroll. I might be too... Oh no, I'm still at 9 a.m. Yeah, right.
Oh, that's a good point. From Phantom Z2 is the version 1.0 screenshot. So there's a couple of things about this. Nintendo like published like a Switch holiday lineup video. Sorry.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And in that they have various titles like Pokemon Let's Go, and they of course they have Smash. Within that Smash Ultimate footage, they show the actual main screen for version 1.0 in for Smash Ultimate, and you can tell because you can look at the screenshot and you can compare it to the one I took at the Jump Victory event, and you can see that the build date is not there. It just says
Yeah.
it just says 1.0.0.
The E3 build did have a version number on it, though. I don't remember exactly what kind, but it did have like a version of build number to it on its title screen.
Yeah, the one in Japan just had a version number, but it had like a date as well.
Right.
It said,
yeah.
It said event version 2018 June.
Yeah. There was something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, and then in the screenshot, it looks like it says just 1.0.
Okay, I see.
Yeah, I can paste it into the chat. And the reason that this is this kind of goes against the Grinch Leak is because in that leak screenshot, or not leak screenshot, it's part of the trailer, but in that trailer we can see the copyright, and Rare is not there. If Banjo and Kazooie are in the roster, Rare would need to be on the copyright screen. And a lot of people said, copyrights have changed when you unlock characters, but Smash Ultimate's kind of different with all the characters being locked at the very beginning. So, why would they need to add all those copyrights if they're not, all the characters already?
Mm-hmm. Shadow Koopa asked us a question. Would we say Smash Ultimate is completed right now?
I would say it has to be, yeah, or very close.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I would imagine that's going to be his next column. He did one very similar during Smash 4 Wii U and Smash 3DS, which is like, I'm basically in the debugging phase, like...
Yeah, like basically game's gone gold kind of thing.
Yeah, it has to be at this point.
Mm-hmm.
I would, like a month away, like, that's when you have to start, like, preparing. And I almost believe that they're starting to prepare plans for after release, like, the next upcoming months, and how they're going to schedule further releases of DLC.
Watch the game get delayed, and
oh god,
that would be terrible. Knock on wood, it doesn't.
Yeah. So a lot of people were like, I hope Nintendo was smart enough to not include spoilers in the ads after Ganon. But the Ganon wasn't even the first time that they accidentally revealed the character through promotional materials. Like Jigglypuff and Ness was also revealed through promotional materials in Brawl.
They did that with Donkey Kong before he was revealed on the dojo at E3.
Yeah.
Oh right, yeah.
It was very brief, but they did it.
Yeah, I mean, especially since, okay, so the game releases December 7th. That's like 6 or so weeks away from now. they need to get that out to reviewers and everything and promote it like heavily, that it's in the hands of some people within that week or two before release. So basically the game has to be out of just the company's hands within like 4 or 5 weeks.
Yeah.
So it has to be pretty much done.
And we know that Nintendo did already have an event recently with a couple people who got invited.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I think was it D1 that mentioned it on Twitter?
Okay.
Mm.
Yeah. So they're trying to get people, hyped for their holiday season, because that's coming very soon.
Yeah. I'm attending some Nintendo party, like November.
Yeah.
I have to imagine they're gonna have Ultimate there. If they don't, like, I don't know, maybe, but it's just a media event.
Starrun asked, didn't they stop doing review copies after Mario and Luigi? And they haven't stopped. Obviously, people are still getting review copies. It's just that they've become a lot more strict with them. And I know for some places, like, you have to physically go there to pick it up.
Yeah, it really depends on what it is and how tight they are about it. And actually, Smash might be an interesting case, because they might be like really, really strict about it, because they don't want things linking about it. Granted, by the time it's in reviewers' hands, I think they want the whole roster at the very least revealed by then.
Most likely, yeah. I hope that's what they were doing.
I can see them. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, I was just saying, I've asked my my link ups with Nintendo, and they haven't gotten back to me. So I'm like, well, you got back to me with Mario Aces like pretty quickly. So, or maybe they're just busy. But I don't know. I can make any theories.
I think personally, it's gonna go as like a matter of like they'll do like the last like director announcement for it sometime in November, and reveal things for it, and then at that point they'll start letting people know like this is when review copies are going out, things like that. But I don't think they would put those out to people before revealing everything, so to say.
I think I hope they announce everything before preload starts.
Yeah.
I mean, on the Switch, I think you can't data mine preload right now.
No, you can't.
But I just hope.
Well,
right.
You also, guys, haven't factored in that there could, and I mean could, be a possibility that there is a demo or a test fire.
Yeah.
No, that is true. That is true.
Yeah.
And we would have to be very careful with that, because that will get data mined if they do that.
Most certainly.
Yeah, like Mario Aces. We knew all the characters, even the DLC characters.
Well, not quite. We didn't know about PD Piranha. We knew he was in the game as a boss, but we didn't know he'd become playable when they announced it recently. So
on the plus side, if a demo does happen and it gets data mined, modders will be able to get a head start.
I mean, I have a feeling that this game is going to be really based on Smash for Wii U.
Oh yeah.
So I wouldn't be surprised if they can just reuse some of their stuff.
Oh yeah.
I never thought of that. You're right. They probably could.
Yeah. A lot of people in the mod chat were thinking that Sakurai said that the music was going to be compressed, and in a lot of games that are not by Nintendo third party, like not Nintendo directly, but are like Nintendo branded stuff, they've been tweaking the music format. So instead of the normal format, which is known as IDSP, which has been used since the GameCube, they've been using a new format called OSU. And OSU is a lot smaller, lot smaller. So the thought is they're still going to use the NUS3 banks that was in Smash Wii U and 3DS, but use the OSU format instead of the IDSP stuff.
Oh, okay, that would probably make sense, because they did say that the new music compression was like 1/3 of the size.
Yeah.
Remind me, doesn't the Smash Ultimate Switch bundle come out next week?
The Smash Ultimate Switch bundle is already in people's hands.
Oh, it is? Okay.
Yeah. And someone sold one on eBay for like $1,000.
Oh my god.
Like, it's kind of ridiculous. Like, just wait a week.
Well, yeah. Well, I mean, that's a case of, I'm sure if that had anything, people would have revealed it by now. But they're being careful enough. I mean,
well, you can't even.
Yeah. You can't do anything on the. I meant like on any of like the materials at the box or something like that. But No, it's. I mean, they might give a code for it, but that won't even be usable until like what, the week of the game for the preload.
Honestly, like people are kind of getting upset because some people are scalping the bundle on eBay, but I'm just like, there's nothing worse than pre-Wii U launch when people were actually selling cardboard Wii U's.
Oh yeah.
They were taking cardboard boxes, making cardboard like cutouts of the system, cardboard games, and selling them for like thousands of dollars. I'm not kidding you. One of them literally said cardboard Wii U for Jesus. I am not kidding you. Like, it was that bad. So
I remember that. I was like, the people that are buying it, they're just not reading at all. Because like in descriptions, they would always be like, "This is a piece of cardboard. This is not. This is dumb." Because that way, when people bid on it, they wouldn't be able to back out.
Yep.
Yeah, exactly. Ironically enough, related to that, I actually had a friend who bought an air guitar off of eBay.
Why?
I don't know. He said that he actually got a full cardboard box. It came in a nice package and everything. Came with full styrofoam, and he bought it for like maybe $100. And I'm just like, dude, why?
Oh my goodness.
It's crazy what happens on eBay. I actually seen another listing that said you can buy a knuckle sandwich if you wanted.
Oh my gosh.
It reminds me of that guy who did like a GoFundMe for like making a potato salad. And it got like over like $10,000 or something like that.
Why? Man.
This is why Smash Bros leaks. People like it. Because we live in a world like this.
Oh gosh. Okay, well, I have a question that I don't know if we've addressed much. Maybe Martin, maybe you guys addressed it on the stream earlier this week. I didn't get a chance to tune into that, but I've seen it come up in chat a few times of people talking about with the Grinch Leak. Pretty much most of the characters there are expected, and people have already come up like how they would work and all that. Have we talked about how like if this was real, how Mock Rider would work? Like what we think about that?
We didn't.
That might be fun to talk about.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, that would be pretty fun. We didn't actually cover how the characters work. We were just too tired out from all the stuff happening. So.
Well, I think Ken is gonna be unique, and
Mock Rider's a Captain Falcon clone, of course.
Oh man.
Well, yeah, I think everyone pretty much agrees that Ken would be an Echo fighter of Ryu.
Yeah.
For Mock Rider, I've seen people like legit think that he would be like a Captain Falcon clone.
Yeah, and I do also think that Shadow would be an Echo of Bayonetta.
Which time, Chaos Control, same thing.
I never thought about Mock Rider legitimately being an Echo. Like, it's possible. Like, yeah. So that would kind of, but he's talked about it with him being on a motorcycle. So it's either he would just be like, oh, I'm going to include him and not include the motorcycle. I think that would be a really cool way to include the character with like.
I think you're getting Mock Rider and Excite Bike Racer confused. With Mock Rider, he only said that his name was funny.
Oh, is that what I said?
Yeah, that's what he said. That's all he said.
My bad.
I think. Let me double check the.
I remember that it was like he considered Mock Rider, but then immediately threw away the idea because like how would he make him jump with a bike?
I'll be honest.
I think that's Excite Bike. I'll check.
I'll
check.
You probably know better than me. I'll take your word for that.
I mean, I'll be honest too. Like Excite Bike is like a lot more iconic than Mock Rider. Like,
yeah, for sure.
Okay, why would he? For Mock Rider, which character would you personally like to see or want to put in Smash 2? This was a question to Sakurai. And Sakurai says, a character I'd like to see in Smash 2, Mock Rider. Reason? His name is great. Mock? Ha! It's pretty obvious it's a joke.
Yeah.
But we included him on the list of definitive unused fighter list in Smash because he was at least momentarily considered and quickly dismissed. For Excite Bike Racer, he says we'll need to make ramps for him to jump, and that's not really the issue.
Yeah.
So I'll link that article in the chat if people want to check. But
that's fair.
the reason that he wants Mark Ryder is just a funny name.
Yeah.
Now, it being mentioned that people think Mock Rider could be a Captain Falcon Echo actually begs the question, I guess. Do we actually think they could do an Echo Fighter that's not for the same series? Because so far every Echo Fighter's been from the same
Gandorf
series
and Captain Falcon.
Well, yes, but I mean
Kirby and Jigglypuff.
Yeah.
Oh gosh.
They've done it in the past, and even though they're calling them Echo Fighters, I think that, like, I don't know. I think they do it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, Mock Rider's weird. Very weird.
Yeah.
True.
I know some people have been saying that maybe Blaziken could be a clone of Captain Falcon.
I could kind of see that.
Yeah.
Any humanoid character could be a clone of Captain Falcon that also is, like, very martial arts, very athletic.
Yeah.
So Bruce Lee.
So, I mean, I just wonder, like, if if this is fake, if they just, like, took, like, characters that were considered in the past or are just heavily fan requested, like, Mock Rider, like, they obviously fill the role of, like, that, retro revival character that seems to always be in a Smash game, but I've personally been speculating that, like, King K. Rool is the retro revival.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Because he's the one. He hasn't been in any recent games. Like his last appearance was like 10 years ago. And,
His last appearance was 10 years ago in Mario Super Sluggers.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
It comes full circle.
Yeah.
It comes full circle.
Yeah. And when they sold the costume on Wii U, they said it is a retro revival. King K. Rool's back in costume.
Yep.
And the thing is, with like Mock Rider, it's like there are so many there's so many better characters instead of Mock Rider. Like Excite Biker, I would feel like would go before him, and even before him would go like Takamaru
or her. Some people Mock Rider is a woman because of
we don't even know for sure. That's how much you've seen Mock Rider. So
yeah, I agree. I think Excite Bike Racer is much more iconic, and a lot more people would know the racer than Mock Rider. Like Excite Bike Racer was in Mario Kart 8 and 8 Deluxe. So, I think that series has been on more people's minds than Mock Rider.
Yeah. Yeah, and I know a lot of people too have been hitting this leak, including me, of the lack of like Incineroar.
Yeah.
Too. Which I've just making wrestling memes left and right. It's just been hilarious. I'll post one of them now. So actually, one of them, funny story, got me banned from the SG Twitter. So
you're welcome, internet.
You're welcome.
There was a line that had to be drawn. Epic.
Oh yeah, no, I fully agree. I actually agree with that. So I agree with banning myself. So tells you how bad it was.
Yeah, I mean,
all right.
I'm all for more retro characters. Like I think the moles from like that mole game that Miyamoto made would be amazing.
Oh,
Mole Mania, I think it was.
Oh.
Yeah, like.
Oh man.
And then Chorus Kids, they're infamously cut from Smash for Wii U and 3DS.
Yeah. It could just be whoever made the leak was just like, here, I'm gonna fill all these like roles. There's Isaac, Banjo, the two Echoes, and then Chorus Kids were cut, and then Mock Rider was mentioned once. That would be like a random thing for Sakurai to do. Like I can see it both ways, like real or fake.
Yeah.
Now, what stumps me is how many people think immediately that it's fake because there's no Pokemon character on there, like new Pokemon character on there.
Yeah, that's weird logic.
It's
like I can see there not being a Pokemon character. I'd be surprised if there wasn't. I think there will be, but I don't think that's something that immediately proves it fake or real to some people. It's
because we don't.
There's also no Zelda character, but there hasn't been one since what, like
Melee?
Brawl?
Yeah, I mean, listen, the Zelda character's got so much of a revamp, but we got Young Link back. I'll take it.
Yeah. I'm good with that.
The Mole Mania was rumored at one point for Smash Ultimate, not Smash Ultimate, Smash for 3DS, where it was like Smash Bros. Memory featuring all the classic characters. and
Oh
like the
my
mole from Mole Mania.
Oh my
Oh
god.
my god.
And that the Wii U version would have like the more updated and new characters. It was such a
Oh.
terrible rumor that I don't know how people believe that.
There were a lot of those like that. Oh man.
Just imagine like some people getting the idea for like the Memories game. Smash Bros. Memories. Atari porn.
Custard's final revenge.
When's Tetris?
And like you know, I mean, there's no need for another Pokemon. Like they have plenty of Pokemon in the game. They have plenty of Fire Emblem characters. They definitely didn't need to add Chrom.
Like what would I feel like a lot of people add Pokemon because there's like, oh, we need a Pokemon, but like what would they add that they don't already have in the game? Like what would Incineroar add that we don't already have seen in Smash, you know?
Just wrestling. That's it.
Yeah.
Which would basically be the Travis touchdown Pokemon in Smash.
It's true though. Oh man.
If he doesn't do a counter of sorts to Rob's Tombstone Power Driver, I will be upset. I will be.
Tower of Smash Leak, I remember that.
Oh yeah.
That was an interesting one, to be honest.
That
Yeah.
was. Wanted that as an actual mode. That would have been really cool.
I would have liked any mode in Wii U. I would have liked any mode.
Banjo
Yeah.
was not planned for Melee. He was considered for Melee.
Yeah.
Aiden, looking at you. Looking at you, Aiden. Gonna link the article one more time. Okay. Yeah. What else can we talk about with this?
I think we've
Pretty much.
covered it pretty
much everything.
well. There's not much you can really talk about. Any other characters that you like? You talk about how they'd work?
The course kids. The course kids I think would be really interesting because like
Yeah.
they could be like just like a time like attack. Like you have to like press the attacks on certain frames in order to keep them at the most powerful.
Yeah, that'd be really cool if there was like you had to line up like the attacks with like a beat, and it was different like per the speed of the attack, and that's such a cool idea. Like I hope that there's some character, even if this isn't real, that he utilizes some sort of rhythm-based character to do an attack like that.
I'm gonna be honest. One of my most wanted characters is actually not an official one. Kind of. Once Smash Bros. Ultimate modding starts picking up steam, I really want the Legacy XP team to port over Mage Ganondorf because that is literally the best form of Ganondorf in a moveset, in my opinion. Like playing as the Ocarina of Time boss is just literally just awesome.
Yeah, that was really cool.
Yeah,
I think
he's
someone
OP
asked-
though.
Oh yeah, for sure. But you have to. Sometimes you gotta. That's why they're mods, right? They're really fun. And
Yeah.
who cares if it's balanced?
Exactly.
Someone asked me in my server, it's just like, would you rather have like a realized Ganondorf, like fully canon, or Joker from Persona 5? I'm like, well, what we got in Ultimate's good enough. Give me Joker. I'd love to see Joker.
Oh, I would love it. I would
love it.
absolutely love that.
Still holding out for DLC. Maybe one day.
I mean, okay, if we do get into this though, like the whole thing, because like I love Persona. I would love to see Joker or honestly anyone from the Persona series, but I do have to ask because most of the other Source Gaming team that knows it believes that Jack Frost would get it first because he's literally the company icon for Atlas.
I've heard the argument for it as well.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
I feel like that's very true. Like he's been with the game since forever, so everyone recognizes it, or at least people. But Joker's more recently recognizable, so like
True.
I don't know. Who knows? Like if anything would be considered for Smash.
Unless we get Morgana, so they don't have to use the gun; they just use the slingshot.
Yeah.
So guys, I do have a quick update with the various battles. Irondo.
Oh yeah.
Apparently, thanks to Master Bear, he ejected from the Source Gaming team.
Mm-hmm.
It is on the website, and it looks like it's part of a Special Smash.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Yeah. So it's just like if you look at the stream right now, it should show up right there. The red part of that menu is called various battles, and then they're in the settings part for that, and the settings part looks like Special Smash. So I'm guessing Iriro Ranto is just maybe another word for Special Smash.
Okay.
But they've definitely called Special Smash Special Ranto before, so maybe it's just a part of it. We don't know. So I want to fix that, or just that fair. Before I forget.
Any clarification's good.
Yeah, that's true.
You know, I'm just gonna go. If we are gonna end it here soon, I'm gonna go on the. I'm gonna go out on a bang. I think. I want to make this outrageous. You take my Twitter and now you take my live stream, man. But no, I actually have this very, very like controversial opinion, but like.
Oh, time to mute.
It's.
No, go ahead.
Well, I mean, you might be tempted, but I'm thinking, and this is to me, I'm just not gonna hold it any longer. I think if this 2-year rumor of DLC for Smash Ultimate is true, they are going to go out on a bang this time with the end of DLC, because I think Sakurai knows that the roster isn't going to get any bigger, and that if this character is the last character revealed, there would be no other character like it to be announced for Smash. I actually think, don't hurt me, please.
You say Goku, aren't you?
Yup. I actually think... I'm going to be...
No, get out of here.
No. Hey. Hear me out, okay? Like, I've been thinking about this for a while, right? Like, I just think, personally, if they are going to go out on a bang, they could announce him, but then, after the Doma DLC, a lot of people know that they're probably going to downsize the roster for the next game. So really, if he's announced, they know that there's not going to be any other non-video game characters being entered into Smash Brothers. So in a way, it'd be like an exception kind of thing, without Sakurai coming out to...
Have you read anything on Source Gaming?
I haven't. I know he said no, but like, I don't know. To be honest, though, I don't think it's likely at all. I'm just throwing a prediction of the wall to see what sticks. I don't actually think that. Tell you the truth, I'm not lying. I don't actually think that. I just want to make. It was just a social experiment, bruh. It was just.
Ban him.
I
believe anything. Goku's the one where I'm like, no. Cloud was enough. Goku,
I don't know. I'm just. Things are just getting so crazy. I'm just like, you know what? Let me just see what sticks. I actually don't. I don't think that. Yeah, I don't think that's actually gonna happen. But like, I don't know. What am I supposed to talk about? You know, this thing. You know, speculation right now is just going crazy.
I mean, like, if they want to like one up Cloud, and that would probably just be like either Minecraft Steve, or Master Chief, or Banjo Kazooie, like someone from their competitor. That would be a much bigger deal than Cloud.
Yeah.
But it's hard to say. I was talking with a friend like a month ago, and we're like, what could really top Ridley, K. Rool, Cloud? Like, what could be the last reveal that really like surprises people as DLC? And I'm like, there's Banjo, there's Minecraft Steve. There's only like a handful left of characters that really would have that wow factor.
Yeah.
Yep.
Otherwise, it would basically just be any third-party characters that are like from big hits.
Yeah, like Joker from Persona 5.
Yeah, there you go.
Featuring Dante from Devil May Cry.
Sure, like, yeah. Just like big-name third-party characters at that point would be bigger for DLC. They would be notable.
I really think that like Resident Evil is like the third-party series that needs to be in Smash.
Really interesting.
Like,
yeah,
I'm not a huge Resident Evil fan. Like, I do love 4, but like I feel like Resident Evil is so big, and it's not in Smash. It's like, why? And I know there's a lot of like, you know, representation issues with ratings and stuff like that, but I feel like, you know, Resident Evil that could happen someday. Crash Bandicoot is another one that I could very well see happen in Smash.
some people are saying Sora as well, but
Yep, Sora as well. Yeah, Sora's
that
a big
would be a
character.
major one, I would say. Yeah.
Monster Hunter.
Sora's a weird character.
Yeah.
Sans.
Sans, no.
I would flip, but like, there's no moveset potential for anything in that game, you know?
I actually have a little theory that if they are going to have 108 stages, they're going to have Sans as a boss in Spirits mode. And have an Undertale stage.
That's the furthest I think Undertale's going to be represented as like an assist trophy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think it would surpass Shovel Knight's representation.
No.
Yeah, me neither.
Although they gotta have some music in there.
Shovel Knight is way bigger than Undertale, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Especially since, you know, Nintendo published in Japan.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
So, guys, we're like nearing the end of the stream, so does anyone have any final comments or things they want to talk about before we end?
I'm good.
I guess it's really just a matter of it. We're at a waiting point where we could start getting anything at any point. Because as of the next Good Morning Source Gaming, it'll be November, where we can only have so many more of these before Smash hits.
Yeah, and then we'll have maybe some morning Smash Ultimate tournaments.
Oh, that'd be nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I know that for a fact Goku's gonna get revealed on October 32nd. So.
Oh my gosh.
Get out of here.
Second day of Halloween.
Like, come on, like the one thing that Sakurai's always said is like, it has to be a video game character. And
yeah.
anytime that Goku's brought up, he's like, he's not a video game character.
Yeah. He goes the route of Shrek, and you know, meme. It's just a meme at this point.
Yeah.
But Push, you don't forget, you know, Dragon Ball Fighters, you know, as a game, and Goku's in a video game, right?
I'm not holding out for it, but like I'm really not feeling. I don't feel like it'll happen.
Yeah.
Oh no.
I'm so down to be wrong. Like if I'm wrong, I'm like, well, you done did it, Sakurai. You once again. You did it.
I
mean, if he actually does it, you're gonna have a lot of salt. Like you will have.
Oh yeah.
Salt.
Oh yeah. People would be like laughing at me.
Oh yeah, I don't care about that. I get laughed at enough. It's like whatever. What's another thing?
I mean, I laughed at the Korn's reveal because there were so many Fire Emblem characters, but this laugh would just be like so hysterical. I'd just be like, you know what?
I laughed at the Korn reveal just because I was imagining the Anvil's reaction to it. Like his salt levels was like just through the roof. Like, I was just so happy. Like I mean, I didn't like Korn at all, but I was just so happy about that.
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure Fumi-chan got Smash 4 right. Perfectly happy, right?
Fumi-chan like predicted everything, so yes. You know, if you say everything, then something's gonna be right.
Exactly. Exactly.
And that is why 9-Volt will be in Smash.
Oh, I'd take it. He'd be fun.
Yeah.
The true Nintendo rep playing and fighting using the ever so sturdy Nintendo GameCube with the handle.
Yes. It's poor.
Size Smash.
Well,
But no, seriously, I do think Goku will be in Smash, either unofficially.
Yeah, unofficially,
most likely.
yes, of course. You know, he's like the
It'll
first
be the first mod made.
Yeah, like once Ryu was announced, everyone's like, oh, yep, there's Goku. Like,
listen, realistically, like actually talking, the closest I could ever see them doing is like a silly me costume reference.
Oh, I could
That
see
is
it. I can
the
see a Goku being
absolute
that
most
costume.
I could ever see them doing, and I could see it being like a one-time, really hesitant thing, like added late because they didn't want to do it, but no.
Yeah, no, I could see Dragon Ball Z like me fire costumes. Like that's it.
no. I don't even see that.
I mean, I don't want it. I don't.
I mean, secretly, I've been wanting kind of like a Marvel tie-in a little bit with like me, Iron Man.
That would,
I think awesome. Like, just imagine seeing Smash Ultimate X Avengers 4. Like that right there would get a lot of people hyped. But that's just me.
It would, but aside from being a marketing ploy, it would feel out of place as soon as like a month out after the movie.
Yeah.
That is
It's like,
true.
I mean, if you really just want to be like rude to people, just be like timed exclusive for 1 month only. You can use this costume. Oh, people would be upset.
Oh yeah.
Well, let's go ahead and end it on that before we talk more about Goku and just
You know, at the end of the stream,
say
when.
things that we will regret. So
I'm banned from the streams now.
yeah.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you guys so much for joining us. As always, please check out the social media links in the description. Special thanks to Relax for joining us.
I love being on these things. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, it's always a blast to have you on here. Please come again. Maybe without Epic. Someone really wants me to say Aiden or Aiden. I don't know. Is Aiden?
Aiden or Aiden? It can be both.
Yeah,
It depends on
Aiden.
how you say it.
Aiden. There you go. You're welcome. Was that his name? Aiden. Whatever. Okay, you're welcome. Please go ahead and check out the description, and thank you guys for joining us. We'll see you guys next time.
Bye.
Bye.